So listen and listen carefully, very carefully. You may learn something today. We know that the school, oh, schools, youngsters. What is frightening about these school boys? Because you must have heard lately that they're fighting over a girl from Queen's Eye. And the schools that have been listed are frightening to say the least. Casey, Georges, JC, Champion College? Really? And we have heard that you have who again? Mona High, Calabar. What happened? These are youngster school boys. Now learn this. The fight over that girl is between two boys. One from Mona and the other from Calabar. Now they have gang members in all the other schools. That is all the other schools got involved because don't fool yourself that when you're talking about gangs in Jamaica or in Haiti or in any other country in the world, that they will be aligned to one community. It doesn't work like that. Someone can be from Kingston and China Gang in Westmoreland and vice versa. That's how it works. So what basically happened is that you may say, these are your prominent high schools, your brightest schools. But the mindset of the children, but this has been expected. It may be a surprise to you, but certainly not to me. The action of these boys, make no mistake, and the girls are not far behind. It's just that the girls are doing better in schools and are more focused on their schoolwork. There can be no question about that because no one can challenge that because the record is there to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that girls are doing better in schools than boys. What I'm getting at, what is causing this? Of course, the filthy music is one of them. You can't expect that the music doesn't play a role. Even gangster artists that have recorded violent music have told us in no uncertain terms that they stop doing it because they have found out that it has an impact. And people who have endorsed their music, and they come to them in person and make it abundantly clear to them what their music have done and how it have influenced them, whether in a good way or a bad way. Make no mistake about that. Now, we have to talk about mental health because this is the elephant in the room. And mental health in Jamaica, and I'm going to have to connect it to America because I don't love to go overseas when I'm discussing things that is happening locally. But I will intertwine it with what is happening overseas. Let me give you an example. North Carolina University have the highest rate of suicide in the world as a university in the world. These are university students killing themselves. What happened? What would cause this? They have a problem with counselor to student, the ratio between counselor and student it is a 500 to 1. So many students who have mental issues, mental illness, suffer from mental illness, cannot get the opportunity to be counseled. And what caused these things? For a student, and imagine a student doing well, to go to college, you would have to be already doing well. And make no mistake, when you hear that the percentage of students that are committing suicide in America, college students, no, this must get your attention. It's not the insane man on the street. It's not the homeless. We are talking about college students who are going to be the future leaders of America. Arguably the greatest country on earth, the leading country in technology on earth, the richest country on earth, if not one of the. And look at it. Many people use the term that America is the country of milk and honey. But these people are killing themselves. Peer pressure is one. Students may not be doing as well as they want to do because they fear that they will fail their family. And they don't want to disappoint them. So it's a combination of things. But out here, let's come back locally, because we are going to discuss the America issue furthermore when I get to that further in the group of posts that I'm giving to you. Now what can the government do about this? I'm going to have to connect crime and violence to these students, because many juveniles are in serious crimes. Rape, murder, oh yes, make no mistake about that. What about giving a child, oh, he's a little 14-year-old. Let's talk about the 14-year-old that killed the 15-year-old school boy. Yes, they went to the same school. One killed the other, the younger killed the older. In St. James. Should we give all this? He's just 14-year-old, he's a little boy. We couldn't give him more than 5 years. What? So what I say to the victim family, what do I say to them? Have you forgot that a boy, a schoolboy, what that school name again? I think it is, its name is in my head. Edwin Allen killed another boy for a gold ring. If you remember that. It happened recently. He got what, 4 years? You hear the mother of the deceased child, how outraged she was? And she has a right to be outraged. Are you sending a message? He's not mentally suffering from mental illness. No. He killed them for a gold ring and only got 4 years. For what? Would you like me to give, let's say I'm a judge, and I give a youngster, a teenager, who have killed your daughter, let's say rape and kill your daughter, let's say murder your son, and I'm a judge and give him 4 years and say, oh, he's a little teenager, we have to overlook it, we have to see with him. What? Say what? No! The victim family of the deceased must have the final say. What amount of years this child do in prison? Of a big say. Well, the judge must have the final say. I will admit to that. But that, the child family must have a big say. in what sentence he or she get for murdering their loved one. I can't be sympathetic giving 4 years for what? To someone who have murdered your daughter in cold blood? Your son in cold blood? Would you like me as a judge to give that child 4 years and talk about he's just a youngster? Look at Leroy Malvo, the Jamaican that went on a series of murder in the United States of America. With that whole, what is it? What that man was? His stepfather? Right. Leroy Malvo is doing life imprisonment. And if he was not on the edge, America would have given him the death sentence. Make no mistake about that. So don't come to me and tell me about give a child 4 years after I murder people's family. People are family. You don't come to do that unless the family of the victim is in agreement with whatever sentence he's getting. I can't do that. Because in Jamaica you don't put much value, if any at all, on people's life. And why should anyone in their right mind be proud to be Jamaican? Proud to be what? What's your life value in Jamaica? Huh? People will kill you just for looking at them. This is the type of country you want me to take up a flag and talk about I'm a proud Jamaican. How dumb you think I am? I'm embarrassed to be born in this country. I can't proudly go anywhere and tell people that, oh, you know, I'm a Jamaican. Really? How dumb you think I am. So when I look back and I see these things, look at this. Look at this. Let's reason. Student, and you're a female student, all-girls school. This is a student from Shoretown Academy has been, oh my God, beaten by 6 other students. Yes, for stepping on their friend's shoes. They're all girls. And you remember that a boy had stepped on another child's school at another school. And he was, oh my God, they had to rescue the boy. That's the mindset out there. He accidentally stepped on his shoes. And he was willing and ready to kill him. This is the country. You want me to go and exalt how proud I am of? You know how many people made that mistake? And they got killed in this country by who? Not any Americans, not any foreigners, by their own kind, by their own fellow citizens. Okay? Look at this one. We had this one saying that school boys, 4 of them, raped a school girl. Let me put on my stop. 4 school boys rape a school girl from the same school in St. Anne. One of them was her boyfriend. So he battered her. One of them was her boyfriend. Who the hell can you trust? Group rape. Now what sentence should we give them? Should we give them, oh, you're just some juveniles having fun. We should give them 4 years. What should I say to the victim Family, you have to get it right. We can't do that. Look on this one again. Oh my God. Well, there's so many stories out there about these students. They're gangster. It's gangster before education. But make no mistake about this, and listen very carefully. You've heard counselors, and listen, they don't want their name to be called. One of the biggest problems in schools, it is the counselor to student ratio. It's too wide. It cannot be 1 to 500 students. That's madness. But it's also very wide in America. And then you will have to ask the type of monetary package a counselor commands annually. Can we afford it to have more counselors? I don't think so. There lies one of the biggest problems. Children's raising children's. Children's having children's. It's a big problem. And children's are raising themselves. How do we deal with these issues? Which is not only affecting these children who are victims, and don't forget the rippling domino effect. What you have, a poison chalice going around. Your family begot sons and daughters. Didn't brought them up the right way. They came to this world, and what basically happened, they came from a broken home. And they now grow up and become adult, impregnate a woman, and let's say, whatever. A child comes, and then they now instill the same bad behavior that they got from you, the parents, their parents. Oh yes, and their own children. So what you have is a rippling domino effect. Because they think what they are doing is right. Because you, their parents, told them that nothing is wrong with behaving like that, like this. And there lies the problem. Which generation, this generation, messed up the mind of generation next. But anyway, I can't have one discussion on this issues when it comes to children. But I have to cut it because I'm strapped for time. So what I will do, I will discuss this in the future and expand on it even more so you can get out. But listen to me, before I close this issue, I want to make myself abundantly clear. But mental illness is playing a big role over why children are behaving like this in school. No, make no mistake. I don't want you to tell yourself that, oh, this child must be mad because he knows what he's doing. And the thing is that, the truth be told, we need more counselors. But at the end of the day, can the government afford it? I doubt it. Because the public sector and the civil servant, believe it or not, the salary, their salary come up to collectively, annually, it's more than $500 million to pay public sector workers and civil servants. Annually, it's more than that. And I'm not going to tell the government that just go and increase the budget and retain, hire several more social workers. It doesn't happen like that. The government is working on a budget, and the government have to live within their means. So what you must hope for is for family, parents. Their duty is to raise their children better. Until the government can afford to retain more social workers to help these kids who we would have to call them crime producers, of violence producers? I think so. That's what they are right now. You're gangsters first. Gangsters first before education. That's what is happening. We have to face the box and deal with the elephant which is in the room. We have to take it on head on. We are going to have to deal with it. But first and foremost, we cannot be sympathetic to the level that we are not going to give these youngsters serious jail time. We are going to have to give them serious jail time. So it is a carrot and stick thing. Yes? We can't be giving them cowboy lunch time and talk about he's just a juvenile when he has killed people's family. No, we can't do that. We have to make them know that to commit murder is very serious, is unacceptable, and will not be tolerated. So it's time for them to break up their folly ground. But as I said, I have other issues, a raft of issues to discuss. So I will get back to this in the near future because it has to be consistently debated.